When mixing your song, it is very important that you have a reference mix. So I have a song that I mixed already here, and I did it for a video I uploaded the other day. Right. So this is something I've already sort of achieved the sound that I was going for. But say for instance, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to grab a song I did like a long time ago, and we're going to just drag this into the mix here. But you want to have a reference mix, and this is a technique that I usually go with when I am mixing the song. I always have a reference mix in my situation here. What I would usually do is actually send this out to a whole nother output. So in order to do that is you have to actually go to your preference area, go to song setup. Then you have to go make sure that you tab over to outputs, right? And then add a new stereo. I happen to be using the Studio 192 mobile here. And I'm going to just go ahead and rename this ref, short for reference. We're going to click here and say apply. And then we're going to come out of here. And so what I want to do here, now when you reference in the mix, right now this channel is coming out of the main channel. Now, I don't want to do this because I already have, say this song right here, or this reference is already processed and everything. This is one of the songs that is already on iTunes, and you know what I'm saying? I already won a Grammy Award and all that good stuff. But what I want to do is actually send this out to the reference output. That way it has its own routing, and it don't touch this here. So you say, well, you just routed that. Where is it? Well, basically what you have to do next is you have to go and click on outputs here to the left of the screen, and you can see the reference output here. All right. So now when I play this track, let's solo that. It's coming out of its own output instead of the main output, right? And let's mute that. And so as you can see, two different situations going on right here. So this is pretty cool because now I can pull up another plugin here. Say I want to pull up, or I could just drag the spectrum from this track to this track right here. And so now I can do a comparison in like where my EQ lives and compression or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a great way to see what's going on side by side comparison. So what I would need to do is, like I was saying, I have this track muted, but have it muted from the actual reference track. And this is how you can see them side by side. So this process is even cool because if you decide to use things like the CTC1 here, which is an analog emulation, if you have this crossover, the crosstalk here, you do know that your tracks will crosstalk. It'll bleed into from one track to another. So if that was going on here, say I had this activated, that means even if I have this main output muted, sometimes you can have a track within your song muted, and you can still hear a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? And that could be dangerous because I have this track spilling over, but it's two different outputs right now. You know what I mean? Two different main outputs. So if I was to, turn a crosstalk all the way up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? you're not going to hear this other track bleeding over because, like I say, it's two different outputs. So you're safe there. So this is a great way of referencing your mix. You can check out the VU meter, the spectrum. You can see what the other track is doing, and that is probably all I will put on the reference track, is just so that you can see the numbers and whatever going on. You can change the display. It helps you get a overall aspect of where the actual the Grammy Award mix versus your mix. This is Kevin Ellop from ksound.com. I hope that this was very helpful. Remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture.